After spending a full week in Sibaltan, a small town on the east coast of El Nido, we are finally heading out for an afternoon of diving. So of course we just found out this morning that there's a faster way to get to the beach. We had kept our motorbikes for an extra day in order to drive down to the beach for our island hopping tour the other day because we didn't want to have to walk. It was just over a kilometer, but it was going to take time. And we just thought it would be easier to keep the bikes. We just walked less than 5 minutes from our lodge and look where we are. The beach. Did I mention it's our last day of 8? This is actually a really nice spot too. I feel like this could have been a good swimming spot. We are back in the sun though, which is something we're trying to avoid. Our UPF shirts are currently in the laundry and they didn't make it back in time before we left. And we're both suffering from some sunburns from the island hopping. We wore so much sunscreen, reapplied so many times, but the sun was just too strong and there just wasn't enough shade on the boat. We just didn't even realize that we were burning until it was too late. So the reason we're heading out to the beach today is because in about an hour and a half, we're going to be heading out on a dive boat with Dive Sibaltan to go and do 2 dives. We haven't done any diving since we were in Mobile, partially because Dave was sick, and
that's it.
I think that's really the only reason. But he's finally feeling better and his lungs feel well enough that we can go and do this. So we're pretty excited. And the hope is, we don't know what both dives are, but we know that one of the spots is the Manta Cleaning Station. And the hope is that we'll get to see some manta rays. We've come back to the same restaurant we've eaten at when we were on the beach the past few days. They have really fresh fish and Dave's just obsessed. So we've just finished up lunch. It's just after 12:30 and we're heading back to the dive shop. We're scheduled to be there for 1, but they said if we get there a bit early, we can get all of our gear together and get ready to go and head out whenever we're ready. Although there is actually one other couple that's coming out with us, so it'll depend on when they arrive too. But the hope is that everyone's punctual and we just get going. So the dive boat's a little bit further out, so we're taking this boat to get to it.
I only have 1 hose in the right and 3 hoses in the left. The primary air source. The secondary air source is the meaning of, okay? And then the yellow hose, we are not gonna use that today. Under, okay? And this one, we're not gonna use this.
I'm ready.
So this one,
I was a little nervous, but now I'm really excited.
the bucket.
I'm just trying to remember all the things about like clearing my mask, cutting water, and things that we did recently. But now I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, wait, how do I
Forgot
clear
to
my
tell
mask?
you
Exactly.
I stand corrected. I'm pretty sure we're actually just diving from the
Fix that.
I like those little
rays?
little rays.
It just looked dead.
Oh yeah. Why would I use that for?
Dave got pretty seasick during our surface interval, so we didn't capture much in between dives. Stick around until the end, where we'll give a full rundown of the experience.
In the dive shop, we have shower there and also towel waiting for you. Once again, thank you so much for diving with us, and we hope you enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you. So we just finished up 2 afternoon dives with Dive Sibaltan. We went to 2 separate sites. The first one was a reef, Wild East, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
We saw some spotted rays and then just a ton of fish. The
Yeah.
reef was just like teeming. Just never expect there to be that many fish, and not only that, but that many different types of fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we dove the sardine run, the majority of the fish that we were seeing were sardines.
And the visibility on the first one was probably the best visibility we've ever had. It was probably 20 plus meters.
It was so good.
And it was on a sandy bottom. So when we first learned to dive and all the diving we'd done prior, it was a wall dive. So it's basically just like a big steep wall of coral and whatever, but it just goes way deep, like way deeper than you can dive. This one was an actual like sandy bottom. So you could see the bottom, you could stand on the bottom, and it was only like 16 meters, 18 meters deep.
Yeah, I think the max we went was just over 18 meters.
Yeah, so a completely different type of dive than we've done before, and it was really fun.
It was
really nice.
really, really fun. It was really good. Dive number 2, we went to go look for manta rays. So we were diving at the Manta Cleaning Station area, and there was 4 separate stations. And so you swim to each one, and then you're supposed to kneel to watch for a few minutes to see if a manta comes. And then if they don't, then you move on to the next station, as you don't want to swim over the station or anything like that, because it can mess things up, and then the mantas don't come and all that kind of thing. Unfortunately,
No
we did
mantas.
not see any mantas at any of the stations. But even though we didn't see any mantas, we still saw so many other things. It was such a good dive. Visibility,
Reduced a little bit, probably 15 meters,
yeah.
or even less sometimes. But it was a shallower dive. I think it was around 13 to 14 meters. But we saw turtles, we saw cuttlefish, we saw jawfish, we saw
A flounder,
flounder.
more spotted rays,
Yeah.
and just tons of fish. Like there was so many
It's a
fish down
lot of
there.
fish.
And it was cool because again, we were actually spending more time like kneeling on the sandy bottom, because that's how you watch for the mantas. And it was just really cool because I felt like you could actually stay in one spot and actually like look around the ocean floor and just see all the little like fish that are digging holes. And
It was interesting because this time there was a bit of a current. The better the current, the better chance there is to see rays. But there was a bit of a current this time, so you just like kneel on the ground. It'd be hard to stay upward. You're just getting pushed.
yeah.
So.
But I guess they said it wasn't a very strong current.
No.
Because if you get a strong current, then you're more likely to have mantas. But yeah, amazing dive. And the dive guides, dive masters, were
Yeah.
all incredible.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really, really good. You had a bit of a seasickness situation.
It was really wavy between the first and second dive, and it took us probably 10-15 minutes to find all the people because there was 3 different groups.
Yeah.
And we were the first ones up, so we were just sitting on the boat and it was just rocking, and I just started feeling a little off, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do the second dive, but the thought of sitting on a boat for another hour was enough to get me back in the water. And as soon as I got in the water and under the water, it was fine.
Yeah.
I felt
yeah, and they said too, even if he had stayed up on the boat and didn't dive, that he should just get in the water and then just be like swimming next to the boat because it would have helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really good that once you got under, you're
Yeah, it was
feeling a
good.
lot better. So
Then I got to see turtles.
and we got to see a turtle. He was so cool. Yeah, it was a green sea turtle.
Just munching away.
And yeah, that's basically that, I think.
That is.
Came back, took all the stuff off,
Paid
had
the
a little
money.
shower, paid the money.
About-
Yeah, it was what, $4,800 per person, I think.
With dive computer, all the rented stuff, it came out to be almost 10,000 flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And that's including the fee that you had to pay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you pay card, that's 3.5%.
I might pay Amex so I can get some points.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. I think now we're going to go and just run into this resort that's right next to us over here and see if they have any nice drinks
Iced coffee.
before we, maybe not at this time, before we head back to our hotel. It's our last night at our hotel. And then tomorrow we're heading to Quran.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to sleep inside because we've been sleeping outside for 8 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty...
Let's have 4 walls and some air conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. Less bugs, maybe. All right. Yeah, so that's basically the end of that. And we'll see you next time. Join us next time as we make our way to Quran, where we take in some amazing views and head out on an island hopping tour. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.